Check, check, check. Now, have you ever thought for a minute or for a while about why is it that people that go to church and people that follow a religion are just as bad or just as lost as people that don't follow a religion at all? Have you ever thought about why is that? Have you ever thought about some of the things that you read in the Bible or with any religion? Have you ever thought about why is it that some of the stuff in it don't make any sense at all, but some of it do? Have you ever thought about that? Are you so religious and so caught up in a book that you don't question anything that the book says, even if it doesn't make sense, but you just go along with it? Let me ask you this question. How could you fully put your heart and your belief in what was written in the book by a man or multiple men and believe it with your whole heart to the point where you actually get into confutations and disagreements with people over what was written? How could you say that you understand what you're reading and you don't know the author? How could you say that you can fully believe what you're reading if what you've been reading has been rewritten multiple times? How could you put your faith in a book? How could you believe everything that was written if it was rewritten and written by multiple people? Religion. Religion is nothing but man's idea of how to do a thing. It's a certain pattern set forth and you have to go by doing it a certain way because that's how they believe. That's their system of believing. But have you ever thought about, is God religious? Did God create religion? No. Man created religion. God is God. Religion has all these different ideas of who God is, what God is, what he's going to do, and what he's done. But the truth is, nobody really knows God. Religion teaches you that if you follow this religion, you know God. Or if you follow this religion, you will be blessed. How could you say that somebody is going to be blessed? Or how could you say that somebody's going to know God just by following your rules? We have gotten to a point where people join churches, join different religions, thinking that that's going to get them closer to God, when the only thing that it does is it puts you in a position to be controlled by man. Man is telling you everything that you need to do. Man is telling you where to go. Man is giving you advice. Man is doing everything for you. Not God, man. Because it's man's idea. God didn't write the Bible. Man did. God didn't create religion. Man did. Man don't know God. Man is just learning from God. All we can do is just learn. All we can do is see what God does. And when we can see it, then it's real. But all this doing all this other stuff in order to be closer to God is not necessary. All we have to do is realize that God is real. There is no step process. All you have to do is realize that God is real. It starts in your mind. Just like all my other videos, I'm talking about your mind. Everything starts in your mind. It's all mental. If you don't believe that there's a God, then there's no God. If you believe that there's God, then there's God. If you believe everything that your religion says, then then your religion is what you worship. You're not worshiping God. Nobody knows God. Nobody has had a personal conversation with God. God didn't give us people everything that God has because God is just that great and just that intelligent that we cannot understand his No, I said his, but God is not a he. Religion teaches us that God is a he, and we say he all the time, or the man upstairs, but God is not a man. God, we can't even understand God. When you look around, when you look at yourself, we are products of God. God created us. We don't even know how this happened, but God did it. But religion teaches you, and religion has come up with all these different ideas and concepts of how we were created and how God did this and that. But we don't know. How you know? You wasn't there. How could you possibly know if you wasn't there? How could you feel comfortable believing and teaching something that you have no proof of? Now, some people might take what I'm saying and be like, oh, you're an atheist. No, I'm not an atheist. I believe in God, but I do not believe everything that religion says, because I know that religion was created by man. I know that religion was created to get people to think a certain way. That's why we have so many different denominations and so many different type of churches, so many different type of belief systems. It's because people choose to see God their own way instead of just letting God be God and knowing that there is a God. It's thousands of religions. Do you know why that is? Have you ever thought about why that is? It's only because everybody sees God differently. We need to start looking at God the same. We can't understand God. We can't see God. We can see God's evidence. We can see what God created. We can see the mysteries that we cannot understand. We see the proof. We understand about love. We understand about hate. We understand about growth. We understand about life. We understand about death. These are all the things that God put here. And these are all the things that we all have to experience. We all gonna die one day. We all gonna live. What we do here on earth is what's gonna determine our heaven. What we do here on earth is what's going to determine our hell. We living in our heaven, our hell right now as we are. Religion teaches us that we have to die in order to experience heaven and hell. How does religion know this if religion has not died and experienced heaven and hell? Some people might have said they had visions of this stuff, but how we know that they ain't crazy? How do we know that these visions ain't just imaginations? You can look at nature. Like, these are some of the purest proof of God. God created plants, trees, sky, sun, water, grass, all these things. And all the things on earth, they deteriorate. The dirt deteriorates, the grass dies, the trees die, the tree shed leaves. Everything is made to grow and then die. Grow, multiply, die. That's why we here. Grow, multiply, die. We're not here to be religious zombies. We're not here to be brainwashed. We're here to grow, multiply, and then die. So we should not be mourning death like we do. We need to realize that death is a natural We need to realize that death is a thing that we all gonna have to go through. And there's nothing we can do to change that. Your mama gonna die, your daddy gonna die, you gonna die, your daughter gonna die, your sons gonna die. Everybody gonna die. That's natural. So while we're here, we have to grow, multiply, and then die. That's life. That's what life is. Grow, multiply, and die. That's what life is. We got to realize that. Religion teaches us different things. We have to get one with God. And how do we get one with God? We have to remove all religion, everything that we've been taught, and just realize that we're in existence because of God creating us, and we don't understand how he did it, but he did it. So we have to praise him. We have to acknowledge that all these things that we have access to, like air and water, we didn't have to have access to these things, but somehow we have it. Somehow we have two hands. We're able to pick up stuff, see stuff, eat stuff, taste stuff, walk on stuff. We're able to walk upright without falling down. Like, we don't understand how this is, but this is how we were created. That's God. But religion teaches us otherwise. Religion teaches us this fantasy thing. Religion teaches us to be fearful. The religion teaches us to follow a script, follow a certain pattern. Follow me and I'll show you the way, when only God knows the way. The way is open for us. It's open. It's nothing to it's no journey to go through. It's just a matter of realizing that God is God. It's a matter of realizing that we don't know everything. We have to learn from God. We have to learn from nature. We have to learn from life. Life is the teacher. We live in God's creation. We shouldn't live in religion. Religion will keep us bound. Religion will keep us separated. Religion will keep us hating each other. Religion will keep us turning a deaf ear on each other when we should be listening to each other. We should be able to talk. We should be able to have conversations. We should be able to love each other and respect each other's minds. But do we do that? Nah. Because we've been brainwashed. We've been taught to be religious. We've been taught to only hang with a particular type of people. We've been taught to only associate ourselves with a particular type of people that can only relate to how we think. We only align ourselves with alike thinkers when we should be aligning ourselves with anybody. Because we're all people. We can all learn something from each other because we all come from different walks of life. We've all experienced different things. But do we do that? Nah. We're too religious. And I know what I'm saying is a bold statement, and it'll probably get people to not want to watch or listen to what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to get you to think. And ain't nothing wrong with listening to someone else's perspective of something. It ain't gonna kill you. That's all I gotta say on that.